Just checking. One sec. Okay, I think it's live. Is it live? Yeah, okay, perfect. It's live. Hey guys, whew, I'm just gonna wait for 1 minute for people to join and then we'll begin, okay? Welcome. We are back. We are back. We are back. Let me just add something. How's everyone doing? Hi guys. Okay. How's everyone doing? Ow. Hi boss, hey Gidira. How are you, Sudarshan? But hope everything's okay. Good afternoon, guys. I'm just waiting for a few people to join and then we'll begin, yeah? Good afternoon, good afternoon. For all the people who are here for the first time, this is basically when I come on the weekends, sit with you guys, relax, do some research together. We do some research in stocks. We also do some community research also. So if there's something that we should look at, we will look at it together. So all these things we will do today, okay? So I'm just waiting for 1 more minute. I'll just wait for people to join. Happy Ganesh Chaturthi, Sachi. Just waiting for people to join and then we'll begin. Cool. What's happening with the market? How's everyone else? How's everyone else doing? Bala Kumaran says, hi Shashank, your small case portfolio on IT is good. Hope to see more small cases. Should I give you guys one small case today? I mean, everything's ready. I've just not revealed it to all of you all. I can just do a little bit. One by one, I can just keep throwing it out. So someone just said that the market is at an all-time high. So what do we do if it starts correcting and if it goes down? See, all the stocks that I'm picking or I keep picking are all the stocks that are fundamentally superb, right? Fundamentally very strong. And even if there are some non-fundamentally strong stocks like bets, right? Small cap bets, I usually tend to keep them with a very small allocation and keep the better ones in a big allocation, right? So all these things I'm doing as that. Which small case do you guys want? Okay, let me ask you. Let me ask you guys only which small case you guys want. There is chemical sector. Actually, I'll ask you guys here. Which small case should I unveil? Show. Okay. I have chemical sector. I have healthcare sector, pharma and healthcare. Then I have electric vehicle or electric mobility sector. और एक और था भूल गया मैं. So all these things that I've made, I think I've already given you guys the IT sector. Then there's India's consumer play India, because India is going in, and there's fintech also, but I'm not going to show you fintech right now. So I'm just going to put it here. Meanwhile, give me a few minutes. I'll just log into my small case app. So I'll share it with you guys here. Yeah, I'm just logging into small case app so that I can share it with you guys. So I want to know what, I mean, I can reveal, I've made everything and kept, but again, I've been saying this to a lot of people, whoever's looking at small case and should invest and not invest. Do not think about this. Do not try to invest in the small case without any knowledge. I've told you this some 1,000 times that you need to have your own knowledge and then invest in it. Do not invest in it without, just because I am looking at something and I feel it's good, doesn't mean I'm God, right? Or doesn't mean I'm the bap of stock market. Do your own research, see if it fits in your risk profile, because my risk profile and your risk profile is very, very, very different, right? So I want you guys to please keep that in mind also, please, when you do all this. Don't just blindly invest is what I keep saying to you guys. even if it's me, do your research. Do not, because my risk appetite, if something goes for a loss, I can exit at whatever 10-20% loss. I'll be completely fine. Nothing will happen to me. But you guys will have a big issue. Okay. So that is why I keep saying, thoda aram se karo. Don't do too much. Okay. Chalo. I think we can begin. Fintech small case, I'll give you later. Okay. What is happening? Who's the highest? Oh, by far it's EV. Electric vehicle segment. So that is good. Wow, Rajat, thank you. Okay, I'll share the EV sector. Okay, so before I begin, guys, I want to just quickly start off this session by saying something important. This is an announcement because Rajat just reminded me of this. So as I mentioned in the previous one, I keep doing weekend research sessions. So weekend research session is when I sit and interact with all of you all. I look at your comments, do some research. It's basically a very chill way of doing research where I connect with my audience and sit. I'm not very formal today. I'm not, in this massive thing. I'm just chilling and talking to you guys. Now, I realize, so I've always been this guy who believes that education is super important, right? I'm not talking about degree. I'm talking about education is super important. Now, let me give you guys something. There are 196 people watching this stream. Let me ask you guys to think about something, right? If you have seen any family tree, catch any family tree in India or in your family itself, you would have seen that there is one person in your family who would have done 0 to 1 because of whom you would be in this situation right now. Correct? Do you guys know that? For me, my grandfather was from a village in Mangalore. He moved to Bombay. He lived most of his life with loan and debt, right? He didn't have a lot of money at all. And my dad was the one who took everything from 0 to something, right? Now, if you look at my grandfather, he had nothing. Then my dad stepped in and said, I'm going to get educated by myself. He went to Pune. He did his engineering from that College of Engineering, Pune. This was in 1980s. He got distinction there. Then because of that, he applied to UK in 1980s. He got into City University of London. My grandfather had to take a loan and send my dad there. My dad went there, finished his education, came back, got a good job, but then he had to take care of the entire family after that, right? So his whole life also went in building assets, yes, but he moved, my entire family tree was moved because of my grandfather coming to Bombay and doing some basic stuff, and my dad, after getting education, moved the needle more, which because of that I can enjoy the luxuries I have today, or I can take some risks today because of that. Now, if you look at all the people in your family, you would have always, maybe it's your great grandfather, maybe it's your grandfather, maybe it's your own father or mother, right, who would have moved this, and all of that was very important because of education. So I believe, screw degree, I don't care about degree, right, because I feel degree is worthless. Education is super important, and if there is someone, okay, who cannot afford an education, and you somehow give this education to that person who can't afford it, and if that person takes this education seriously and actually turns their life around and changes the entire history of their family tree, where they start becoming dependent, they get a job, it's not a high-flying job, but a basic job, then maybe his generation or maybe next generation of his might do really well. Right, so I don't know, but I believe one thing for a fact, that education is super important, and I've done a lot of these sponsoring education. I don't sponsor anything else. I sponsor basically education only. I've done it for my old caretaker's son. I've done it for a few people in my college as well, because due to COVID pandemic, a lot of people couldn't pay for their tuition in my college, SIS. So I've also donated some money to sponsor 3 people's tuition every year until COVID is gone, right? And it's not a big amount. It's 15,000 rupees for the entire year, but they're not able to pay that because of COVID pandemic. So I believe that people should not be derived of education. Education you should get, but I don't care about the degree element. So with that thought process, I realized, okay, I'm going to do what? I'm going to do 4 episodes every month, which is weekend research. I'm going to do it for the next 1 year. So whatever we can amass, whatever we can gain, derived, sorry, my bad. So whatever we can amass, whatever we can gain, we will sponsor it to sponsor one child's education. That is the main thing. Now, whatever we gain over this, obviously my channel is not a big channel, so the revenue is less, but whatever we gain, so for example, someone donated 2,000, I will put another 2,000 from my pocket and donate it, right? So I'm going to match whatever we earn. Every quarter, I'll be transferring this to this. So now I don't know about NGOs and I don't know how they work. I just did some research in Bangalore, and I found that there's this one organization called Sparsha, which I put the link on top. where you can donate basically to sponsor a child. So this is my goal, to sponsor at least one child in a year. If we can do more, great. If you guys know any more NGOs that do this really well, then please do let us know. I'm okay with either or, right? So I've not contacted these guys. They don't know I'm even doing this. So it's very anonymous from that perspective. Cool. Okay, so that was just an announcement. Coming back to the main thing, which is weekend research. So thank you, who's that? Thank you, Rajat, right? Thank you, Rajat, for doing this. I think that will go directly to them. Now, by the way, the small case links, stop spamming, please. But the small case links you have to open from your phone, guys, not from your PC. I've told you this 100 times. Open it from your phone. If you open it from your phone, it directly goes inside, right? So I don't know. I've heard from a few people if Sparsha is legit. They've told me it's legit. That's why I said if you guys know anything else, that'll be great also. So yeah, that's good. Okay, so let's begin. Let me show you the electric vehicle, because a lot of people wanted to see the electric vehicle. Let me show you that, okay? Going to browser view. See, I've kept it open. EV play. The minimum amount is 45,000. Okay, this is what I have put here. Now, the reason why I put all this also, I'll tell you. I'll tell you each and every reason as to why I'm putting what I'm putting. Okay, so pay attention for all the people who are trying to understand this. I hope you can see it. Let me zoom it more. Now, I'll tell you why I'm looking at each and every one here with respect to the electric vehicle. Now, we all know that the electric vehicle segment is going to do really well in the future, right? We know that it's coming close. We know that, by the way, I don't know how many of you saw this. I think Devjani has sent me this article, Ola Electric. I don't know whether you saw this. Let me try to find that article. Okay. This came in paper, so I don't know whether it's come on it's not come here. Okay, I'll try to find this article and put it here. Basically, there was an article that came in the paper which spoke about Ola Electric scooter and how Tata Elxsi is going to help them build the technology, right? So this is something that is coming as well. Now, coming back to the small case, let me show you something. Now, the reason why I put all of them in what I feel will win the electric vehicle play is because look at this. I have two battery companies here. Okay, two battery companies with equal weightage, 11%, 11% weightage, Amar Raja Batteries and Exide Industries. I know for a fact one of these will win, right? Either Amar Raja will win or either Exide will win. Wow, KK, that's bloody impressive, man. This is crazy. I agree completely. KK saying a child's future should not be limited by just his or her family conditions. I completely agree. It should never be limited. At least basic education shouldn't be limited. Got it. Thank you, KK. I'll match this and put them. So I think already we're at halfway point. Nakli Deepak is saying, please don't pay a Christian missionary. Dude, I mean, I only look at, there's no religion here. Okay, even though I am a Hindu, you should not look at religion when you're doing something like this. It's about a child who is underprivileged. You ensure that they get that advantage and they win. So let's not get religion here. That's not something that we do. Okay, so I'll tell you what I'm doing here. Okay, Amar Raja and Exide are the two battery plays that I'm doing. Out of these two, one of them will definitely win. One of them will be first player. One of them will be second player. I have a feeling Exide has more chances of winning than Amar Raja batteries. But again, we don't know what the future is going to do, but one of them are going to win, right? So I'm going to keep Exide. I'm going to keep both here. So whoever wins, they'll do well. Okay, awesome. Then I'm looking at, okay, look at this. Hero MotoCorp. Right, Hero MotoCorp is, by the way, I don't know how many of you know this. Can you guys tell me in the chat, Hero MotoCorp owns which electric vehicle company in India? It's an electric vehicle two-wheeler company. Hero MotoCorp owns a lot of stake in that company. And that is why I like this, right? The reason why I like Hero MotoCorp is they invested in Ather bikes a long time ago. Before people even realized that Ather bikes is important, they invested in Ather bikes and they're investing again and again in Ather bikes, and Ather bikes is doing well. Right, not bad at all. It's doing well, and they have a significant amount of stake. It's very easy for them to take ownership of this company, and I feel that's the goal of them doing that. So Hero MotoCorp, I know for a fact might do well, but again, look at this: 1 month return, 1 year return, not good. Now, can someone tell me why all these car companies like Tata Motors or Hero MotoCorp, even though everyone's moving into electric vehicle segment in the future, can someone tell me why these are not doing well? This is about connecting the dots, right? Can someone tell me why it's not doing well? chip shortage, COVID, infra, cyclical. Okay, I'll tell you one thing. Hero MotoCorp and Tata Motors are they electric vehicle players? Are they currently electric vehicle players? Or are they future electric vehicle players? Right? Currently, they're not electric vehicle players. Currently, they're pure play automobile players, right? The future is EV. Now, if you look at Tata Motors or you look at Hero MotoCorp, majority of their business, maybe 80%, maybe 90%, I don't know, I'm not checked this fact, but most of the business comes from traditional cars, right? Diesel and petrol cars, now moving into blended petroleum. And then we have the electric vehicle segment, which is a very small thing right now, which will become great in the future. Now, I am looking at this, say, from a 5-year timeline, 5 to 7 years timeline, right? 5 to 7 years timeline. Now, if you look at all of this, right? Tell me in the chat, which stock do you think will not survive for 7 years? Can you look at this and tell me which stock you think might not survive? I'm not talking about doing loss. Loss possible. Loss is okay. Right? Do you think anything will go to zero in this? Tell me which you might feel it might go to zero. There is one possibility that there's one thing that might go to zero. Okay. So a lot of people are saying Electra maybe. Right? But Electra has little monopoly. Do you know what Electra has a monopoly in? Right? Electra has a monopoly in something which a lot of people don't know. Do you guys know what Electra does? Electra Green Tech. If you're in Bombay, definitely check this out because I saw it once, right? In Bombay, when you see an electric bus in Bombay, Electra Green Tech makes a lot of electric buses in the Maharashtra region, right? Pune. A lot of government buses are there from Electra Green Tech, and also it almost has a monopoly there. Like I've not seen anything else that might do well, right? Now someone saying Hero MotoCorp maybe go to zero because of Ola. I do not agree to that. I'll tell you why. Okay, the reason why I don't agree to that because of Ola is because let's go to Ather Energy's website. You need to understand from a future perspective, guys. Whatever we do today is for the future. I am not telling you what will make money today, tomorrow, right? I'm not a day trader. I am telling you what is going to make money in the future, right? That is my lookout. Now, can you see this pricing? Whoever asked me that question. Ather is at 1.25. Ather 450X is at 1.44. Do you know how much is Ola? Do you know how much is Ola? First of all, Hero will not go zero, right? But do you know how much is Ola? Ola is currently at 1,99,000 rupees is Ola, right? And Ather 450 plus is at 1.25 lakhs. Okay, Ather 450 plus is at 1.25 lakhs. Now, what happens to an industry in the future if everyone comes into electric vehicle space? What do you think happens to the industry? There is something that happens to a particular industry when a lot of players come into this. Sona Comstar, I haven't done my research, so I will not be telling whether it's good or bad. Once I do my research, I'm planning to do a separate video on Sona BLW because even I want to do research on this. I've seen a lot of funds holding Sona BLW, so I have not done research. I will do that. Price wars will happen. Yes. Guys, you guys are bloody smart, dude. Yeah, so price competition happens. So whenever an industry has a lot of players entering, right? Price war happens. Now, who are the 3 people where price wars will happen here? Can someone look at this and tell me 3 places where price wars will happen? Tata Motors, there's a price war with Mahindra and Mahindra because Mahindra and Mahindra is also coming into electric, right? Ola is going to come up with an IPO. Do you guys know this? Ola electric vehicle and Ola is coming up with an IPO. So if Ola comes in an IPO, it will get added into this. I will add Ola into this. So I'll tell you the pricing war here. Amar Raja and Exide. Okay, let me make it this way. Let's call it battery. I will share this link with you guys. Don't worry, you don't have to stress so much. These two are going, I'll add one more segment. So battery mein Amar Raja and Exide pricing war will happen. You know, go figure it out. Then vehicle. Okay. Actually, let's do 4-wheel vehicle. Okay. If I do 4-wheel vehicle here, Mahindra comes into this picture and Tata Motors comes into the picture here. Okay, Tata Motors comes into the picture. Now these two will have a pricing game, pricing fight, right? Tata Motors and Mahindra will have a pricing fight. Maruti I'm not considering because they're not very proactive when it comes to electric vehicles for some reason. I have seen Tata Motors banking and Mahindra banking on electric. See, it's all about fast adoption, okay? Fastest finger first like KBC. Fast adoption is super important. Thank you, Mainak Mitra. That's really, really sweet of you. Good, we have 6,000 bucks. I'll put in another 6. We have 12,000. We're almost for stream only. We have so much. Very good. What about Tata Chemical and battery? No. Let's not go to battery. I'll tell you why I'm not getting into battery right now. Okay. First of all, I want to keep a small allocation. Okay, I want to keep a as small allocation with respect to stocks as possible when it comes to future. Now I know for a fact all of them are good for the future. See, if you look at this last 1 year, this didn't do well, right? If you look at equity market and this small case, it didn't do well. So from today's perspective, don't look. I am always saying look from future perspective, not today's perspective. Now, if you look at these two battery segment में ये हो रहा है. Now let's look at two-wheel vehicle. Okay, two-wheel vehicle में क्या होगा? There will be Hero MotoCorp, and if Ola comes with an IPO, they'll come here for me. Great stuff, no issues. Now, if you look at all the others, right? Ola Electric is in the bus segment, so it is completely different. So let me just put another sector called others. Okay, and all of them go into others basically. Okay, Tata Consumer Products goes into others. Why does this do this? It's so annoying. Yeah, Tata goes into others. Tata Elxsi is the tech part. Okay. Now, I don't know where that article is. I will try finding it for you. But there was this article which said that Ola Electric, Tata Elxsi, and one more company are going to help this. Are going to help Ola Electric. So this is how it looks. Tata Consumer Products, Tata Power, Tata Elxsi. The reason why I don't want to think about battery too much because I've already put in two battery stocks here. Number one, I put in Tata Power as well. Also, we know one very big industrialist has entered the battery game. Do you guys know? Do you guys know a very big industrialist has entered the battery game? Do you know who it is? Very big industrialist has entered the battery game. Reliance, Ambani, right? Okay, someone's asking why is Tata Consumer Products in electric vehicle? Can you tell? Now, I don't know how many of you all have seen this abroad. Okay, what is happening abroad, especially in United States right now with Tesla? Right, if you look at Tesla charging stations everywhere, right, every time you go to Tesla, right, and you go to the charging station, you have to put your car for charge. It takes you 30 minutes to do supercharge. What is an इंसान going to do for 30 minutes? उधर ही बैठेगा क्या गाड़ी के अंदर? ऐसा नहीं ना, कुछ कॉफी वॉफी पी लेगा. So what will happen when there's a lot of Tata charging stations in one charging hub? Do you think there won't be a food court? Do you think there won't be a Starbucks? Do you think there won't be a technology in the future where I'm driving, or not even driving because it's self-driven electric vehicle, and I'll just be like, I'm reaching the next charging station in 30 minutes. Please keep my cappuccino ready. And I pay for it online. So by the time I reach, it knows exactly how long my car is taking to come. The cappuccino also gets ready at the same time. I land, put that, have coffee, relax, right, for 30 minutes. So yeah, Tata Coffee is also fine. I'm going for Tata Consumer Products because it has a lot of other things also, because consumer story ke andar bhi fit hota hai. Tata Coffee is also something you can do. Now someone's asking KPIT, someone's asking different type of other stocks. Now if you look at EV, there are some 15 players in the EV segment. Yes, please don't spam. I'll have to mute you for a bit. Aniket, enough. I saw it. Right, so KPIT is also there. A lot of other things. This is something that I believe in. I saw KPIT. I didn't actually like it. I rather bet on Tata Elxsi than KPIT, to be honest. Right, not KPIT. I would, if you ask me Tata Elxsi or KPIT, I would go for Tata Elxsi. And I don't want to over allocate. If I put too many stocks, फिर वो dilute हो जाएगा. ये enough है. Right, this is more than enough. Now, if you feel, you know what, Shashank, I don't think Tata Consumer will work, remove it. Right, it's completely fine. This is my lookout. Rest is your lookout. Right, up to you. So that is what I wanted to show you guys. So out of this, I know for a fact nothing will disappear, right? Maybe not, it won't give you great returns, but it will definitely not disappear. Now, what I'm going to do a video very soon. I was supposed to do it today, but I'll shoot it tomorrow. I'm doing a video of top 3 IT, mid-cap IT bets that I'm taking, which I'm going to hold for at least 5 years if nothing changes with respect to your fundamentals, right? If fundamentals don't change, I'm going to hold it for 5 years, and I'll show you which those 3 stocks are, right? And it's a no-brainer. Like, you forget it and just close your eyes and sit down. So this was the EV play. I will, once this video is over, or I'll try to once this video is over, I'll update this link here. Okay, I'll share this small case portfolio with you guys. But yeah, that is what it is. Or there is also here also, I think there is electric vehicle mobility. I don't know whether it's paid now or it's still free. Let's check. Oh, I can do it here only. Okay, one sec. Let's go to watch list. I kept it here. Let's see what is here. See, if you look at the one that is already there with small case, they have these 2 in batteries. Okay, I've not copied from them, honest to God, but this is what even I feel. I like these two. Someone's asking, what about your Tata long-term play? That is still there. Tata long-term play is Tata long-term play. This is electric vehicle play. That I still believe in. That also I keep investing in from time to time. All of them they won't die. I'm saying, look at this from a 5 to 7 year timeline. You want to build emergency fund, futuristic fund. I've also shown you that coffee can investing. Those type of thing is something you should keep for a very long period of time. Don't keep it for a short period of time. If you're saying आज मैं invest करूँगा कल निकल जाऊँगा, then it won't work, right? If you look at let me check something else. 1 second. Remember I showed you the coffee can also. I showed you guys coffee can. Look at this in coffee can. This is literally like what, around 14 stocks if I'm not wrong, right? Now you can remove, you can keep whatever you want, but these are stocks that will never die. So you can rest assured that your capital should not go away. Capital should keep going up, right? Capital should not go down and you should at least go up. IT play link, share IT play link. It's already there. I did it in the September small case video. It's there in my playlist. Please have a look at that. So the September small case review, I've shared the IT link there. Coffee can also is shared in my coffee can video, which is there on the channel. So please go check that also. Any update on Windmill Capital? Monday को मैं बात करता हूँ उन लोग के साथ. Let me figure out what has happened and what we can do. So don't worry about that. Yeah. Okay, fine. This is what it was. Okay. Done. Cool. I'm going to close this for now. Okay. Now, let's come to our research part. Are you guys excited? Should we do the research part now? Now, by the way, before we do the research part, I want to tell you guys something. I'm going to do a video, but I feel that the real estate sector, okay. Do you want me to do research now, or do you want me to explain some very fascinating concept which I feel from my point of view? I'll do both. I can do both also. You tell me what, if you want. If you don't have the time, then I'll directly go to research. But if you have time for both, then I'll tell you some weird connecting the dots I'm looking at that I've realized right now. Okay, and I've spoken to a few guys in the industry and they gave me this beautiful thought. Okay, you have time now, because I get a lot of people complaining about time here, where I keep telling them today's session is relaxing session, it is not time. Chalo, connecting the dots session. Now I want the audience to also keep connecting the dots with me. Got it? Let me put this back to full screen because I don't want to see that guy's face. Okay. I want the connect dots. Now I'll show you how connecting the dot works. And I want to see how many of you all have this knowledge, and we'll connect it together. Okay. Chalo, ready? Okay. Now, I'm going to take you back to 2020. Okay. I'm going to take you back to 2020. Now, 2020 mein what happened? COVID happened. When COVID happened, almost everyone got screwed. Yes, almost everyone got screwed. All industries got screwed. We saw, as soon as all industries get screwed, what happened? Immediately the government came into the picture, and the government said, hello, wait. We cannot screw the economy at this point. We have to uplift the economy and save the economy. So, by the way, when something like this happened, do you know who lost a lot of money? A lot of industries lost a lot of money, yes. Do you know that the governments also lost a lot of money? Do you remember that? Governments at that point, because economy slowed down, government lost a lot of money. But do you know there was another type of government that lost a lot of money? Can you tell me which one is that? There was another type of government which lost a lot of money. I'm going to teach you how to connect the dots. First of all, central government to lost, right? Main government to lost. But you know that there are different state governments also, right? So state governments also lost money, because state governments, how do they get money from? They get money from all the local stuff that keeps happening. Yes, state government, you're right. Now that's why you remember the first thing that got unbanned after the ban, the first thing that got unbanned was alcohol. Right, because lot of revenues from alcohol came there. Then you would have seen this trend. There was one sector. Now I'm going to particularly talk about connecting the dots with one sector. Okay, I'm going to talk about the real estate sector, and I want you guys to go through this journey with me. 2020 में क्या हुआ? COVID happened, big issues happened, lockdown. When lockdown happens, Sensex falls, capital went away. Do you remember that the real estate prices dropped quite significantly at that point? Do you guys remember this? It was back in 2020, 1 year ago. Economy crash, real estate prices went down to an all-time low. Itna to malum hai? Now, do you know what happened after that? Immediately after that, do you know what happened? After that, the government came into recovery mode, right? To save the economy, they came into recovery mode. Every sector recovery mode was happening. I'm only talking about real estate sector. Now, few things were done to artificially boost the real estate sector. Do you know what these few things are? Yes, some people are giving the right answers. Few things are, so for all the people who don't know, first thing what they did is they reduced the home loan EMI interest rate. Okay, home loan rate went down. Do you agree to this? Home loan rate at one point was 8%, 9%. Now it came down to 6.75% minimum, right? SBI. Home loan interest rates came down. Correct? Awesome. Very good. Stamp duty went down. Stamp duty is another expense. Huh? So for all the people who don't know how to buy a house or who have never bought a house, I'm making a separate video on this, but I'm just giving you guys because you guys are my loyal audience. So I'll tell you about this, but I'll explain deeply in another video. Okay. Home loan rates went down. So a lot of people can buy home loans. Okay. At a 6.5%, 6.757% rate. Some banks are even giving 80%, 90% loan amount. 90%, up to 90% loan amount be there at banks. Okay. Very good. Then stamp duty went down. So for all the people who don't know how to buy, who have not bought a house, apart from buying the house, there is registration cost, there is stamp duty cost separate, and there is processing charges by the bank, which is a one-time processing fee, which is also expensive. I don't know whether you guys know this, but that is also there. So these are three things separately. So I'm going to make a video on that separately. Don't worry about that. Now, that time what happened? At the same time, government started printing a lot of money and pushing it into the market. Same time, a lot of funding happened. Why am I saying a lot of funding happened is important? When a lot of funding happens, do you guys know everyone's salary started going up because the demand for IT engineers, especially in Bangalore, I don't know about other states, but the demand for IT professionals in India went up like crazy. A lot of people were paying above market rate. There are companies like BharatPay actually giving you a BMW bike if you joined them as a tech guy, right? So lot of salaries went up, lot of money got flushed into the system, right? Suddenly now I have so much money in my pocket, right? So much money in my pocket, and interest rate is low. Now what happens? Now you guys tell me this. Suddenly, if you guys get 40 lakhs in your bank account over a period of 1 year, you have saved 40 lakhs in your bank account, but your basic necessities are 10 lakh, 15 lakhs. What is the first thing an Indian thinks? Right? What is the first thing most individuals think? Right? एक घर खरीदते, right? Roti, kapda, makan. Let's buy. After investing, you've done investing in stocks over, investing in gold over, investing in crypto over, everything's over, you still have excess income, right? Most of the people will be like, let's buy a house, right? So now if I want to buy a house, the government is saying stamp duty is low, registration is low, interest rate is low, go buy a house. What happened at this point when so many individuals, retail individuals, like people like me and you, or maybe in the age group of 28 to 35, who are suddenly now with so much money, right? All want to go buy a house. Okay, everyone wants to go buy a house. Why? Because they're like, interest rate is so low, 6.5, 6.75%. Abhi khareed lete, it is advantageous right now. Aisa rate kabhi milega nahi life mein. So they've gone and taken 80% leverage, 70% leverage, right? 30% upfront, 70% loan, 80% loan, some people 90% loan. All went and got a house. Now you understand what is happening in the real estate market in that point. I'm talking about like a year ago. Suddenly the real estate sector, which all the prices were low, plus the prices were low, so real estate became more attractive to buy because everything was low. Suddenly everyone came buying. Real estate went up, right? It didn't go up too much, but it came back to normal rate. Correct? This much you understand? Do you guys understand this much? Because the next step is connecting the dots. Do you guys understand this much? Now, the reason why I'm telling you this is because I wanted to buy a house. I was a little flush with cash this year. I said, should I buy a house? But then I spoke to one of my uncles who's also in the market, and he said, don't buy now. And he told me such a weird reason why. Okay. And I'll tell you why. Now, what he's saying is, now get to the connecting the dots point. He's saying that abhi kya ho raha hai? Interest rate is going to go up. We all know that this, whatever was done right now, was to save the economy, and they did a good job. Right, all the people sitting at the top, I respect them. I respect our FM finance minister. Why? Because when the country went so bad, right, because of COVID, they somehow managed to pull the economy and keep it stable. Yes, they printed a lot of money in the market, but they had no other way. Okay, if they had, they would have. Now, obviously, this is not sustainable because whenever you see growth going up, you see inflation going up. So this is not sustainable. So what happens exactly after this? Do you guys know? Whenever there's a massive growth, after that, there's something known as it starts going down again, right? They start curbing the money back. So now what is going to happen soon is the interest rates will go up, not market crash. I'm not talking about crash, right? I'm talking about growth will slightly go down. So the first thing that will happen, maybe not now, because the US Fed has also said that they will slowly increase the interest rate so that to not disturb the economy. So that slowly what analysts are predicting in India is that next year and next year December, okay, next year December tak everything will be fine. That's what a lot of people are predicting because the interest rate will go up slowly. But leave 1 year, leave 2 years also. Okay, let's assume ye saal bhi gaya, next year 2023 bhi, 2022 also you leave, 2023 also you leave. What is going to happen after a few years? 2024, maybe 2024 Jan, okay? You and me both know now that the interest rate has to go up, correct? Interest rate has to go up. When interest rate goes up, the economy slows down a bit. A lot of people are not flush with cash. Sometimes the market might correct also, very beautifully correct from 17,500, it might go back down to 12,500 for a bit and then eventually go back up. But whatever currently we're in is being artificially pushed and boosted. Now, if you look at the real estate market, if I know for a fact in the next 2 years, interest rate will go up, right? What happens if interest rate goes up and correction happens? Not many people have money to buy now. And even if they have money, they don't want to buy, right? Because now correction happened, the money is being pulled out of the market, the thing goes up by 9%, interest rate from 7% maybe went back to 8%, 9%. Now all the guys, retail guys already came and bought in this time. So that time my competition is less. Yes, chances of my competition being less is very high. Now what happens? In maybe 2024, people buying houses will be less because most of them bought it now. So the people buying houses at that point would become less. Only the big people will buy. Liquidity kam ho jata hai market mein. This is what a lot of, if you talk to a lot of real estate people, they keep saying this. Abhi liquidity zyada hai, abhi liquidity kam hai. Why? Because cash hona chahiye to buy a land, right? To buy a house. Now what happens is when there is no one buying houses, the real estate rates are stagnant. They might not crash. They might be stagnant. It will definitely correct a little bit and then it will become stagnant. Okay. So when it becomes stagnant, now I step in. Me, Shashank Udupa, okay. Last 3 years from 2021 today till 2024 I've been saving money. Okay, the reason why I've been saving money is because I don't want to buy at 80% leverage or 90% leverage. I want to pay 50 to 60% upfront and only take 40% leverage, right? I don't believe in taking 80% leverage. वो tension नहीं चाहिए 20 साल तक, right? 2024 interest rates are high, so someone will be like, Shashank, you should have bought it at 6%, 7%. Why are you buying at 9%? It's so high, 2% extra. But you know what I get advantage with that 2%? Can someone tell me? Even though it's a bad time to buy, do you know how I'll take advantage of this situation? Can someone predict this? Think about 2024. No, there's no tax. What tax? How will there be tax? Yes. Price is stagnant, less price. Understand this. First of all, I won't be overpaying. Very smart. Currently, thoda zyada ho gaya sab kuch. So it'll all correct. So imagine a house currently at 150 rupees. Okay, 125 rupees, a house at 125 rupees. And obviously there's no house at 125. I'm giving you an example because there are some idiots who comment later on saying, how can you get a house at 125? So assume a house at 125 rupees comes down to 100. Okay, after correction, the comes down to 100. 3 years I've saved my money and got returns on it also. Great, okay. Full bull run I have enjoyed. Full bull run I have enjoyed. Till that, until the interest rates gone up, full bull run I've enjoyed. As soon as bull run's over, I can remove that excess capital and start investing it into the market. I'm not timing the market, Shravan. I'm just going to wait because whatever is going on right now, definitely the interest rates have to go up. That is a given certainty. I don't know when that will happen. Maybe that will happen 1 year, 2 years, maybe 4 years later. I'm just going to wait for the interest rate to go up. That is going to happen. That is a given. Now, whenever that interest rate goes up, 125 ka will become 100 firstly. But you know me, I'm slightly more smart. What is going to happen is when there's no liquidity in the market, you know who has the advantage? The buyers, not the sellers. Why? Because the sellers, now there is something known as distressed sale. Okay. I don't know whether you know this in real estate, but there are a lot of people who want to sell their property but they're not getting any buyers and they're ready to give a discount on that also. So that might be someone who's desperate to sell that 100 rupee ka ghar, right? And I go in as a buyer and say, you know what, I have the liquidity. If you want, I can give you 50% upfront, right? I can do the registration tomorrow. I can do everything, right? Whatever you want, I can buy it right now. But 100 rupees mein nahi hoega, because I'm looking at 7-8 places. Give it to me at 90 rupees or give it to me at 75 rupees or 80 rupees. I can push my leverage now, right? Now that guy, okay, who would have bought maybe now, maybe it's in a slight profit, I don't know, but I have better bargaining power. The only problem here is I'm buying at 2% extra, right? What my interest rate is 2% extra. But does that 2% extra interest rate affect me because I'm only taking less leverage now and not taking a higher leverage? If you know how EMI works, the longer duration you take EMI, the more interest you pay, and the shorter duration you pay EMI, the less you pay, right? So that's why I said I hate leveraging. I hate it when people leverage 80%, take a loan at 80%, keep upfront 20%, they take 80% loan, and they'll be like, Shashank, this is 20-30 years ka loan, mera EMI bahut kam hai. I don't like that, because at 20-30 years, dude, that interest itself will become more than your house, right? I don't know how many of you have seen this, but I've shown this before. Let me show you a home loan calculator and tell you what I mean. And I've shown this to people before, and I don't understand how people leverage so much, right? One sec. I think I opened the wrong thing. Yeah, see this. Now, let's take one example of 1 crore ka house. Okay. 1 crore ka house, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sorry. 1 crore ka house this is, okay. Now, 1 crore ka house, assume 20 years you want to keep, and the interest rate is 6.75, and I want to buy it today, right? 1 crore ka house, if I want to buy it today, I have to pay what, 20 crores up, 20 lakhs upfront. Why do I mean I have to pay 20 lakhs upfront? Because when you're buying a house, you have to give at least 20% down payment and then 80% remaining. But this is not the cost of the house. The cost of the house is 1 crore plus 82 lakhs interest amount. Why? Because this is the amount I've paid. So your 20, or even though it's 76,000, and imagine I'm paying 20% upfront. So my loan amount is only 80 lakhs. 60,000 EMI for next 20 years is 65 lakhs. Now, the smart thing you can do is that if you take it for 20 years, I would always suggest pay it off as fast as possible, right? As soon as possible, pay it off. There is something called loan prepayment. Okay. So when you pay it fast, when you pay back your loan fast, you know what happens? When you do prepayment of loan, okay, when you do prepayment of loan, you have to pay an additional, what do you call that? You have to pay an additional penalty. So sometimes banks ask you to pay 2% penalty, 1.5% penalty. There are some banks that might say 0% penalty. It depends on how you bargain. Okay. Now, at 6, I'm paying how much now? I've taken 80 lakhs loan. For next 20 years, I've given my 20 lakhs and I'm done. 80 lakhs loan, I've got the house. Now 80 lakhs ke upar, if I've registered the house at 1 crore, then I have to pay stamp duty, right? Maybe 3%, 4%, depending on which state you're in. Then there is registration cost, and then there is a loan processing fee, one-time fee of 0.25 up to 2%. So wo sab calculate karo, sab kuch jala jayega. Assume this is the case. Now someone bought it at 80, or paying 65 lakhs interest, 65 lakhs interest. So your actual house cost is 1 crore 65 lakhs plus a few other things, maybe 1.8 crores totally your house will come, right? This is too much. Now, what I might do is, for the same 1 crore house, so I'm going to just wait. Okay, wait. Maybe that 1 crore house tomorrow, after maybe whatever years, interest rate will go, everything will change, all that interest rate will go up. Maybe this 1 crore house will go down, and this 1 crore house will maybe become 90 lakhs. Okay, let's assume it becomes 90 lakhs. Now, if it becomes 90 lakhs, now I have saved so much liquidity every year. Instead of taking 80% leverage, okay, I'm going to take 50% leverage. Let's assume lowest 50% leverage, which is 45 lakhs. Now, interest rates from 6.75 went back to say 8%. Okay. Now it went back to 8%. Now, if my loan taking ability at that point was 60,000 rupees, right? If my loan taking ability at that point was 60,000 rupees, now after 3 years, it should, even if it's definitely 60,000 rupees, then I can definitely go back down to say when it was 60. Okay, then my only 9 years, I have to take only 9 years tenure, not more than 9 years. If I take 9 years tenure of 45 lakh loan, I pay the remaining 45 lakhs by myself. This is assuming I don't even ask for a discount on the property, right? I don't even pressure them and say distress sale, give it to me at 80 lakhs. Assume it is 90 only after just normal market correction. I get this at 18 lakh extra I have to pay from my account, which is interest amount. If it was not 80 lakhs, the previous one was much more, and the total amount payable would be 63. So now my house would cost 90 lakhs plus 63 total. No, 19 lakhs, 90 lakhs plus 18 lakhs. That is my total cost of the house. I'm just trying to make you guys understand different perspectives of finance. Okay, I don't know how many of you all would understand this, but my take is I'm just trying to make you think in a slightly different way. Just trying to make you understand different versions of finance, right? So all I'm saying is, whenever you take a loan, okay, any time in your life, whether it's home loan, whether it's EMI, whether it's any loan, don't over leverage, right? Do not over leverage. Even, and boss, they'll be very attractive. They'll be like, आ जाओ, take 80% will give you loan, right? आपको एक टी-शर्ट भी दे देंगे फ्री में, आपको एक क्रेडिट कार्ड भी दे देंगे एक फ्री में. Don't get into that because you might think it's damn good, but you are paying from your hard earned money, and that is interest that you are working for, not money that is working for you, right? You've seen everyone keeps telling this, that make money work for you, make money work for you, right? Make money work for you is nothing but money that is invested gets interest, and that interest is for you. That is what make money work for you is. But if you work for money, it goes the opposite direction. Now, yeah, reverse compounding. In fact, you are working so hard, and then I don't know how many of you all have seen this, but there are so many people right now, including our parents, right? If you go ask your parents if they've bought a house, ask them. The minute they've cleared the loan, you know, they'll all be like, oh my god, finally a house loan clear ho gaya. Ask anyone, right? Ask anyone, any of your parents, that finally I've finished this loan, I don't want to take this loan, finally khatam ho gaya. Because no one likes it. No one, yeah, but people say, yes, you're getting a bigger property, that property appreciates over time. I agree to all of that. Property appreciates all of the time, right? I'm not saying no to that also, but I don't want to pay 60 lakhs interest. Yeah, I want to pay a little less interest. That is my advantage, right? Now, the reason why I'm saying this is, currently we're in a bull run. Okay, this bull run definitely is going to stop. Maybe 1 year, maybe 2 years. I don't know. जब तक चल रहा है चलने दो, मैं खुश हूँ. Right, the minute it stops, the minute the bull run stops, the market will go into a very standstill, stagnant mode, right? All the other markets will also go into normal mode. Now, when that happens, I will remove all this excess gain that I've got. Excess gain, okay? I'm not talking about my whole portfolio. I'm not going to exit everything. I'm going to remove my excess gain and use that to pay my 50%, 40% upfront. Right, whatever is possible, and the remaining amount, if I now after that, if I get more money, right, maybe I would have got a salary appreciation or whatever, etc. Whatever money is there, I will start putting it back and start averaging it lower, because I'm going to wait for the next bull run that might come in the next 4 or 5 years. So this is how it is. You get the connecting the dots? Abhi acha hai, aage kya hoga? Right? We know interest rate has to go up. What will be the effect? And if the interest rate goes up, you will see a new downturn in the market soon. When that happens, whenever that happens, I'm not trying to time it, I'm just going to wait patiently for it. Whenever that happens is when I'm going to go pick up a house, right? That is what my logic is. Now again, my logic is not your logic. Your logic can be different. This is how I look at my money, right? Let me see, some questions are coming. My god, I'm tired now. Now someone's saying, what if the money you invested in those 2-3 years in the stock market gets reduced due to unforeseen circumstance? Won't we lose that advantage? If you keep good stop losses and you start investing, then you won't lose so much money, because if the market goes down by, for me, my stop loss is 15%, right? Anything goes down by 15%, 20%, I'm out, depending on the stock. If there's a stock that I really love and it's fundamentally not changed, then I invest in, I don't worry too much about it. But if it's some risky stock down 15-20%, I'm done, right? That is how it is, right? Yeah, my logic is my logic, none of your logic. So again, it's all up to you guys. Okay, next. Thank you, Himanshu, for that. No, man, I don't want to do GPay, VPay and all that. Don't worry. Whatever comes here, see, whatever comes here, Google will, sorry, not Google, sorry, YouTube gives it to me, but they cut their their whatever fees and gives it to me. I don't care about the fees because it's negligible. Whatever is earned here, I will match that and I'll put it by myself. I don't need a Google Pay thing, you know. Maybe there are some smart people, I'll tell you that later, because I'm just waiting for that one smart guy to talk about it. Then I will talk about that also. Yeah. Okay. Okay, now let's do one thing. Let's come to our main weekend research. I want you guys to like this video and subscribe if you're here for the first time. But on weekends, this is the gyan we do. Time pass gyan. But it's not gyan, it's just about thinking about finance in a very different perspective. Right? Awesome. Have we considered inflation here? So inflation, Piyush, whether it is a bull run or bear run, inflation is still there. Right? Whether your property in a bull run, in fact, inflation is more, and in your bear run, inflation is less. So it doesn't matter so much, right? Inflation is there either which way. You still have to beat it and buy it. YouTube takes 30%. I don't know. I mean, I've never got the monetization back. Don't worry. As I said, I don't care about the rates. Whatever it is here, I match that. I don't match what I get. That's fine. That's why I don't think too much when it comes to giving back, right? When small amounts are okay, it's completely fine. Piyush, as I said, have you considered inflation here? Even if you consider inflation after 3 years, that 90 lakh property might become maybe 95 lakhs or 1 crore, but then it also has to correct by the same amount. Might correct more than the inflation amount or as much as the inflation amount. And if it doesn't correct, then I will do a discount of that same amount. So don't worry about that. Okay. Chalo, let's do one weekend research now. I want to understand. Okay, give me stock names. I will put it up as usual on the poll and we will choose 1 or 2 stocks that are good and we will do research about them. Okay. Chalo. Tell me the name of the stocks you guys want in the chat and I will put it up for the community to check and we will do that. We will only be doing good stocks. We will not do some penny stocks. I don't look at penny stocks. Sona Comstar, so I'll do either way. I'm going to do Sona Comstar. Okay, so remind me of that. Sona Comstar I'll do. Okay, HLE Glasscoat. Actually, I should do that once. Mutual fund kaisa dekhne ka I should do, right? Actually, I'll do that. Okay. Which other stock? Mastech, I've done it before, guys. You should see Mastech and all of this. I've done it before. Don't worry about Mastech. Equitas Consa. Tejas Networks. Interesting. Okay. One more. Oh, okay. Guys, check this out. Let me know what you guys want. One sec. Okay, I think I found that article. Qualcomm chips to power Ola's electric scooters. Thank you, Debjani. I found that article. Okay, see this. Indiabulls Housing Finance. Ooh, interesting. Oh, for this I have something ready for you guys. So, let me give you a nice insight. So what happens is I'm always on the lookout for people who are smart, right? Because you should have a community that is smart, and if you have a community that is smart, then you can help each other out. So there was someone who actually pinged me on Instagram and did one research and sent it to me, right? Okay, everyone's saying Indiabulls housing finance. Okay, I'm ending the poll. Guys, see this. I'm sharing one link with you. Just have a look at it. This is something that someone from the community did it and gave it to me, right? I didn't do this. Someone from the community came and gave it to me. Let me open it here also for you guys. One second. Let me just share my screen and we'll do the research. Okay, this is someone from the community actually shared this. I think he was also the one who won the stock competition. I think it was Niravir, if I'm not wrong. I don't know whether you're there here, Niravir, but he was the guy who actually won the stock market competition. He said, I want to work with you. I want to learn from you. So I said, what can you do to help me out? And this is what he built, right? So basically he did this entire thing. Can you guys see my screen now? Oh, I didn't paste it there. Sorry, my bad. See this. Yeah, so this is what he basically did. Okay, he made a Notion document with all the information here. Yeah, Nirver. Sorry, I keep saying Niravir. It's like some medicine thing. It's Nirver. Okay, Nirver Khanuja is here. So Nirver actually made this, and I was going through this. Me and Debjani both were going through this. But he's made a beautiful article on Hindustan Unilever. Indiabulls Real Estate being the next Hindustan Unilever. Now we went through this article. I have not given him my feedback yet, so I'm going to give you my feedback live. What you've done, the research is insane. I'm going to give it to everyone for free to have a look at it. So don't worry about all this. It talks about everything with respect to the merger, what's going to happen with Embassy and Indiabulls. And we also saw Rakesh Junjunwal investing a heavy amount into this as well. So we'll do some small research on this. The only bad thing about this company was financials, right? I mean, financials, so Nirver, we could have done little more financial research apart from this to understand more, because financials are very important. So little more research on financials would be great. But yeah, everything else was very, very good. Okay, now let's look at Indiabulls Housing Finance. So Embassy Group and Real Estate, Indiabulls Real Estate are doing a small, are doing a small merger, right? Not a small merger, but it's a merger. Now Embassy Group, especially in Bangalore, is very famous for its residential and commercial assets, but the residential assets also are very premium residential assets, not the small ones, premium assets, and commercial assets. So they have a lot of buildings where people go, and for commercial assets, which is workstations. They also have Embassy Business Park, which is massive, which is also under their REIT, which is Real Estate Investment Trust. Right, so this is something that you should check out. Now, basically, if you look at their asset class, the residential is 25 and their commercial is 75 for Embassy, because they're predominantly a commercial play, right? Now, if you look at Indiabulls Real Estate, they're 95% into residential and only 5%. Now, looking at this merger from a mix perspective, commercial versus residential mix, it looks quite interesting, right? It looks quite interesting. Now, if you look at some key metrics, what he's put here, there's a very nice graph. Actually, I want to see the cash flow. Combined entity launched project. So obviously once they launch it, it'll look really good. But I want to see the debt to equity ratio, what happens after the merger. I don't know what happens after the merger. I want to see what happens. Let's check what happens before the merger. Okay, India. I'm just looking at some data. See, the thing is, for all the people looking at housing finance, right? It's not, it comes under the banking, it comes under NBFC, right? Which is non-banking financial institution. The NBFC future is very nice. Abhi thoda ajeeb hai. And you see that most of the NBFCs don't do well, especially if you look at the banking sector. I don't know how many of you have seen this with the banking sector, but if you look at the banking sector, not many stocks give you compounded returns. Very few stocks give you compounded returns. Okay, this is Indiabulls Housing Finance, my bad. Let's look at Indiabulls Real Estate. No, I'm looking at even from a NBFC perspective, no, it doesn't give you very compounded returns, right? Now, if you look at from a 5-year timeline, if I held this stock from another 5 years, if I held this stock for 5 years, it would have given me 75% return, which is great. But also see how cyclical it is. Up and down, because obviously real estate is a very cyclical market, because in the real estate segment, there are good times and bad times, right? Now it's good times, so sab acha karenge. Bad times, it takes a nosedive. And if you look at the financials also, it doesn't seem like it looks great. I'll tell you what, I usually tend to stay away from such industries only, right? I usually tend to stay away from such industries. The reason why I stay away from industries is because for me, I want my capital to keep growing. I want my capital to keep going up. And I'm banking in the future, not in the present. So for me, like if you ask me my favorite industries are consumer industries, consumer play, because India is now getting a lot of money. India is always a growth story. Consumer play is very good. If you look at anything else, so for example, what else I feel, technology play I like, chemical play I like, pharmaceutical play I like, because India has now become a massive pharmaceutical hub. So these are the things I like. The things I stay away from, the steel segment, right? Commodity stocks and cyclical stocks I usually stay away, right? Real estate is almost like a commodity. Alcohol, something that does almost well almost all the time, right? Alcohol or tobacco to kabhi problem hota hi nahi hai. So all those things I like doing. And then there are some weird plays, right? Weird plays as in things that I feel will be do very well in the future. So if you look at Indiabulls real estate, if you look at the total revenue has been declining over time, which is not very great. If that look at the total net income has also been declining quite a bit, which again it's not looking very, very attractive. And if you look at Embassy, this is Embassy REITs, right? They don't have a thing. They have Embassy REITs I don't want to go into because it's a whole different concept. And if you look at the balance sheet of this company and if you look at the liabilities, it's insane, right? The liabilities also, I want to see what happens when they merge. So maybe more information Nirvair on the merger, right? After they merge, what happens? But everything else looks quite interesting. But from a land bank perspective, if you look at them together, obviously together they're very, very, very strong. But if you understand how, okay, another very interesting thing for you guys to understand, okay, very nice macroeconomic concept to understand, guys. Have you guys heard of RERA? RERA, RERA. Have you guys heard of RERA? The reason why I'm saying is, now there are a lot of people, so the graph shows after merger land bank. Yeah, the graph that I saw, but I'm talking about the financials. The reason why I'm saying you should understand what RERA is because sometimes we look at some new law being passed and we're crying about it, right? Arey yaar, what is this RERA? What is this new thing coming up? But RERA is very beneficial for me, like for the normal users like me and you, it's very beneficial. Why? Because what RERA basically does is it says if any property, if any builder right now says I'm going to build this in 4 years, he has to build it in 4 years. If he delays it, they have to give you money back as a refund. Number one, like they have to give you penalty for this. Second thing, if you have a house in say Chembur, if you're building an apartment complex in Chembur and I pay you money to buy that complex, you need to use that money to build it faster and keep it ready. A lot of people, what they used to do paisa gumana, right? They used to take money from one place, one project, throw it on another project, take money from another project, throw it to another project. Builders used to do this a lot. Now RERA has said that you need to open an escrow account, and if you sell any houses before it's even done, then you need to use that money only to put inside this, right? 1 second, I have to put one guy in timeout for spamming, which I don't understand why you would do that. Yes, so these are some of the things you guys need to understand. RERA was very beneficial for normal users like me and you. Someone wanted to do cash flow analysis, I don't even have to check because there's no revenue, so the cash flow will be shit. So the reason why I'm saying RERA is important is because now builders cannot move money from one project to another. They have to be invested in one project, invest a lot of money in that same project. They can't keep throwing it here, there, everywhere, right? So this is very important for you to understand when it comes to real estate segment. Now I want to do Sona BLW. I don't want to do it right now. I want to do a separate video for it. Sona, oh wait, you guys want to do, I'm assuming it's the same, Sona Comms, right? I want to do a separate video on this. I think we will work on this and do a proper deep dive research because a lot of people have been talking about it. I haven't seen it personally, but it has been giving good results from when it's come out on its IPO. So it's done well. I haven't seen, I'm assuming the financials also are good. Yeah, financials also very good. Looks very interesting. EBITDA drop. Okay, this looks slightly weird. Employee cost went up quite significantly from 102 to 147 with a very small. So the percentage jump in EBITDA for respect, if this went up by 10%, then this should also go up by 10%. But okay, this is weird. No, it actually went down. My bad. Okay, yeah. So the employee cost went up a bit too much. So 102, this went up by 40%. Literally 40% up, and raw materials also went up. You're right. Raw material also went up. It should always go in proportion, right? So this everything should go in proportion. And look at the raw materials here versus here versus here. Look at the employee cost versus here versus here versus here. They're actually at a 50% gain in the last 3 years. Again, we can try to find out more detail. I don't want to give you anything right now. I want to do a separate dedicated video for this. The only one problem one thing that happened was obviously the EPS dropped down to 6.94. But can someone tell me why the EPS dropped down to 6.94? Can someone tell me why the EPS from 96 came down to 6.94? Come on, somebody smart in the chat. IPO, yes, more shares came out in the market. IPO happened, so that is why. Smart guys. So all that is fine. I hope they don't issue more shares. I hope this is done. Now what they're predicting is their revenues are going up. So if you look at this, it's a consistent compounder with respect to revenues, right? So if you look at CAGR, average EBITDA CAGR, see they've given different CAGRs here. But if you look at their FY 99, okay, 1999 to 2022, I'm assuming their revenue CAGR is 36%. Their EBITDA margin CAGR, average EBITDA margin is 26. Industry CAGR is 7.1. That means from last 10 years perspective, they have been a consistent compounder, which is good, right? Not bad at all. Very good. Consistent compounder. I don't want to see your value props. 20% share is coming from BEV. So I don't know this. I haven't done research. So I don't want to give you some, I don't even know what BEV is, to be honest. Right. So I want to do a proper research on this. I think Debjani is helping me with this as well. So I'm going to do a proper video on Sona Comstars. Okay. For now, I don't know this so well, but I know for a fact from a financial point of view, it's great. I want to see from a futuristic point of view, is it good or is it bad? Only then I'll be. Now there's also another product another company that's coming out with an IPO, right? Sansera. I don't know whether you guys have heard of it. So Sansera Engineering is also coming out with their IPO. So we can, if you want, we can do a proper battery electric vehicle. Okay, yeah. So there's so many things here I don't know. So I'm not going to deep dive into it too much. I'm going to do a proper video on it and then tell you guys later. I hope that's okay, right? I don't like bullshitting. Video is very poor. I think, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know if maybe the thing has gone down. Okay, fine. Let's take another, okay, that we had to negate. Tell me another stock. Let's do another quick research on another stock. If video is poor for someone, then maybe whatever your settings is bad. Okay, let's look at some other stock. Berger Paints. Okay, a lot of people are saying Berger Paints. Let's do Berger Paints. Okay, by the way, I have a very interesting thing to tell you guys. Okay, so Berger Paints, 81,000 crore market cap. It's in the paint industry. If you look at 5 years, by the way, this is a consistent compounder. This was also there in Saurabh Mukherjee's coffee can portfolio. This is quite good, quite well, consistent performer as well, doing well over a long period of time. Berger Paints not bad. And then let's look at Asian Paints. Okay, let me see their max chart. Asian Paints also consistent compounder. Now, max chart, obviously, okay, let's look at last 5-year returns, 190%. And let's look at Berger Paints last 5 returns, 214. Pretty much almost the same, like 10-15% difference. Now, I want to tell you guys something, which is, if you understand how, see, when you look at fundamentals of a company or you look at financials of a company, that is not everything. Number one, I don't know how many of you all have friends in the building space or the builder space, but if you ask any of them, right, what would you suggest, Berger Paints or Asian Paints? Most of them would stick to Asian Paints. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because if you, like, I know people who do a lot of fundamental research on the ground, like they literally go to vendors and ask them, do you prefer this or do you prefer that, right? So apparently when you order paints, right, when somebody order paints, Asian Paints has such a strong distribution system that at 6 p.m. in the evening, you will get the paint that you have asked for. Right? If someone wants Asian Paints, if someone wants any paint, let's say they'll be like, मेरे को ये wooden color का paint चाहिए or some orange color का paint चाहिए, by 6 p.m. Asian Paints you will get. Right? If it's anything else, any other company, they give it to you next day. right? Next day in the morning. So Asian Paints, the one advantage they have over everyone, and the reason why Asian Paints has basically so much market share also is because they're so strong, right? It's because they're so strong with respect to their distribution that they can get you your products ASAP. It's like Dunzo. Yes, they have strong backward integration, right? So if you want, the supply chain is amazing. Product to almost same है सबका, right? Ads भी चला रहा है, product same है, but their distribution is amazing, which other people have not been able to crack yet. So if they crack it, maybe it'll do really well. If they don't crack it, I don't know, right? We don't know about it yet, but it might do well. So that is something we should definitely check out. Chalo, Berger Paints, by the way, for someone who asked Berger Paints, bro, this is a good, consistent compounder. No need to worry about that. If you want, let's go through that investor presentation as well. What is this? Transcript of investor presentation. I want transcript. Show me your investor presentation. See, financials, consistent compounder financials will always look similar. They're always on a growth track. Okay, their EPS should also be on a growth track, and their net income should be on a growth track. This is good to have in your emergency fund, right? This is a stock that you can have. It's there in the coffee can kind of a thing, right? If you want to keep it from a emergency fund perspective, this is considered a good stock for emergency fund. Why is this happening? Yeah, got it. So let's look at this, okay? Akshay Kumar and Kareena Kapoor are here. See, I'm not going to go to the financials because the financials are good. I'm not even going to look at the financials. Let's look at it more from a fundamental perspective because financials are great, okay? Decorative business showed strong growth over corresponding quarter last year, aided by a low base, even though impacted by second wave. Decorative business, okay. General industrial and automotive business also maintained good growth, okay. Raw material consumption of percentage of sales went up mainly on the account of high raw material prices, obviously because inflation also went up. So material cost, everything should go up. This I'm not going to look at. I'm not worried about the financials. I want to look at something else. That's it. This is the worst investor presentation I've seen. There's literally nothing there in the investor presentation. This is as equal to a document. Either way, I know for a fact that there's a lot of articles online about Asian Paints and Berger Paints. Actually, what you can do is you can look at, there are a lot of research reports on Asian Paints. You should actually go read this research report on Asian Paints, which actually give you an entire industry about the paint industry, right? But if you had to take a bet, I would say this or Asian Paints, both are pretty much damn good, right? If you look at this, Asian Paints obviously is a 3 lakh crore market cap right now. Quite a big company, right? If you look at their financials also, they're quite heavy, quite big, but also they have market dominance. So if you want to build a, if you want to build a emergency fund, this is something good. This is something you can keep either or. You can keep either or in your portfolio, right? That is great. What else? Is someone saying something else? I see that a lot of people tell me stocks that they've seen from Ish Mohit's universe and they come and tell me to do the same research. Why you don't trust him or what? I watch his videos and I'm done. I don't need to watch his videos. I mean, I don't need to think about any other stock after that. So someone's asked me FDC because he tweeted about FDC recently. Radhiko Khaitan, Ish Mohit has a beautiful video on it. So go watch it. I'm not going to do a separate video on it. No, I mean, he's good. For all the people who are asking that they trust me more, I love that. I appreciate it. But he's good. Don't worry about that. Car trade, I haven't done my research yet. Lakshmi Organic, I had seen this. So Lakshmi, by the way, did you guys did you guys go through ValuePickr forum? I keep telling you to keep going through ValuePickr forum. There's some heavy chat happening with Mastech. You know Mastech, the one that we checked. So there's some heavy chat happening with Mastech as well. They're talking, basically look at this, the entire annual report of Mastech has come out. So look at this, guys. This is resources. This is information for all you people. If you don't want to read the big annual report, people are there on ValuePickr to concise everything and tell you what is happening about a company. This is how you do smart work and not long work, right? You don't want to be a boring guy sitting and doing the entire research. You have to be smart, look at other people doing research and then take their research, right? Okay. Let's go back. IEX pe mast batein chal raha hai. By the way, IEX is going up like mad. We recently changed our small case to IEX and I think it went up. I'm not sure. I don't check my small case every day because that's not something even you should do. But let's see what happened in the last 1 week. Oh, quite interesting. Went up by 10%. Good. I don't know how much ours has gone up by, but this looks interesting, right? So IEX पे भी मस्त चर्चा चल रहा है on this. You should definitely, whatever is trending, no, you should have a look at everything, guys. The reason why I say you should look at ValuePickr forum is because I'm just here almost all the time looking at whatever is happening, because then I can start seeing some new things coming up, right? And you know what I do? I sometimes go into this Abhilasha's portfolio also and start seeing where she's investing, right? I'm assuming she's a girl. So I want to know what she's investing in, because then I understand, okay, she's kept these stocks, she's kept those stocks. Look at the number of stocks she's kept. This is called over diversification, right? This is called over diversification. Itna nahi chahiye, right? You can concise this a lot. By the way, the biggest and the most difficult thing is to concise your portfolio. And this is momentum for someone's doing momentum portfolio. These are all momentum stocks. Copran also is a momentum stock, by the way. Let's see if he's changed anything right now. So this is how I do research, right? I keep looking at all what other people are doing. I look at this. I look at TradingView. I do technical analysis. This is what I do on the weekends. And then I slowly figure out whether it's good or bad. IRCTC is good again for your liquid fund, to be honest. Not liquid fund. Your emergency fund, IRCTC is good. Right, so these are some important things you guys should look at. Viber Global, yes, Nidhi, it is good for the long term. Can you tell what emergency fund in equity is? Emergency fund is basically a fund where you have to start investing some money to keep it safe as possible, which is basically for wealth preservation. More than wealth gain, it's for wealth preservation, right? So keep it, which is something that won't go down too fast, something that will be there for a long period of time. Tatva Chintan was nice, man, Sai. I had actually checked it out. I liked Clean Science and Tatva Chintan both from their financial perspective. See? Good financials, good growth, EPS growth, everything growth, right? EPS actually degrowth, but everything else growth, right? So I liked it from a chemical perspective. It looked quite interesting, right? I don't know why the stock is not doing so well. It's down from its IPO, but from a financial perspective, it does it quite interesting. Someone's asking Tata, Alexi or LTI. As I said, I'm going to do a video on the top on 3 IT stocks that I love, and I'm going to just hold till long term, right? This is my long term stuff. I'm going to hold it there. The IT thing, I'll put it below. The EV sector, small case, I'll put it below for you guys. Not an issue. Okay, chalo. I think we are done. Will Tata Alexi split? It should. Any moment it should, right? I think this is, wow, guys. You know what? We almost spent 1.5 hours in the entire. You guys feel that we actually spent 1.5 hours? It's almost 5 o'clock. We started at 3:31 because I was 1 minute late and people started shouting at me. But it's almost 5 o'clock. It feels like if I sit for 5 hours also, we'll just keep sitting and doing all this, right? Because so many stocks are constantly coming, and I think if I sit for 5 hours also, we will do this. But I can't sit for so long, sadly. Sorry, guys. Awesome. Anyway, this was quite an interesting session, a long session, but an interesting session, especially if you understood what I spoke about, housing, real estate segment, and if you're planning to buy a home, or if someone else is planning to buy a home, just tell them, aisa chances hai, so you figure out what you have to do. I'm not saying don't buy it now, so please don't quote me and say Shashank is saying don't buy a house. It's up to you. My logic is my logic, not your logic. I don't want my logic to be your logic. You need to understand with your own self. In fact, I encourage you to do your own connecting the dots and let me know, right? So I would definitely love that. So this is me. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I definitely enjoyed this session because it is 1.5 hours. Time pata hi nahi chala. But again, awesome. I'll do this every weekend, so don't worry about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys like this. One mutual fund video, please. Okay, chalo, I'll do one mutual fund. Chalo. Should I show you guys quickly how I select my mutual funds? Should I show you guys quickly? I think I've done this in one old video, but maybe people don't know it. I'll show you how I select my mutual funds. Quickly I do this. I don't waste too much time. Should I show you guys? Okay. So first thing that I do, step 1. Okay. Step 1 for, where is this? Sorry. I go to this website, Money Control. Okay. Now it depends on why I want mutual fund. Okay, it depends on what is my goal for mutual fund. Now, I invest in mutual fund only for ELSS, which is Equity Linked Savings Schemes. I did a proper video on tax saving. You can watch it after this. ELSS is basically for my tax saving. So I'll tell you how I did that. Number one, what I do is I go to mutual funds here, click on it, right? It opens this entire thing, and then go to mutual fund screener. Okay, and when you go to mutual fund screener, there is this filter kind of a thing here. I don't care about the filter. I just go click on, one sec, where did that go? Mutual fund screener, and there is something known as fund category. Okay, this is something you need to check. Now I remove all this. Okay, I don't want all of this, so I reset it. I remove all. Now it depends on what I want to do. Now I'll tell you why I do this. I'll tell you quickly. The reason why I do this is, first I want to understand ELSs. Okay, so I just do apply filter. By the way, I don't use too much logic here, and neither should you. I'll tell you why. Once you do this filter, you come here, you see all these different stuff. Do filter by AUM. Filter by AUM means whatever is from top to bottom with respect to AUM, you have to filter. I filter it according to this. Why do I feel this is something's not right here? One sec. No, something's not right. Wait. They've changed something. Okay. Let's just do ELSs here, because I'll tell you why I felt something wasn't right. Because they were not showing a few stocks. Okay. Now, this is what I did. Basically, I went to mutual funds, performance tracker, and I clicked on ELSs. Automatically, I filter it by AUM. Forget this sponsored advertisement. I don't know what this is. Now, looking at the AUM, the first thing is Axis long-term equity direct plan growth. Okay. This is what I've invested in. This is exactly what I've invested in. Okay. Because I don't even think twice, to be honest. Right. Why? Because 33,000 crores of AUM plus its Axis Bank. And if you look at the yearly returns, right? ELSs, you have 3-year lock-in period minimum. 3-year lock-in made is given 19% almost, and 5-year pay 18% compounding, which is good. I like it, because for me, I'll tell you what, I have invested in this. I had shown a video on it. For me, I don't know whether you guys saw that tax video, but I've shown my entire investment in this, right? And it's given me 80% return almost in 3 years, right? Because obviously because of the bull market. So my 4.5 lakhs is almost 7.5 lakhs in ELSs right now. Now, if you don't want this, then you can always look at number 2 and number 3 and compare and invest, right? Whatever you feel is good for you, you can invest in that. But most of the people are investing this, so it seems good. Now, this is with respect to ELSs. Now, you'll be like, Shashank, I don't want ELSs. I want large cap fund. Now, go to large cap fund, again, filter by AUM. Look at the top. There's only like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 6 actually. Then there's a massive gap between 6 and 7. So just let's look at the 6 people. Now, if you look at the 6 people, the highest is SBI and ICICI direct plan. Always go for direct plan. Always go for growth if you are young. If you are young, go for direct plan, go for growth. Got it? Now, let's compare the revenues. Now, SBI is safe, ICICI is safe, Axis safe, Mira Asset safe, Aditya is Birla safe, HDFC safe. So all my 6 are safe. Now, if all of them are safe, what do I look at next? Returns. I want to see my returns, right? So I'm going to directly go to 5-year returns, because I'm assuming you're going to keep this for a long time. If you look at 5-year returns, Axis Blue Chip has shown it's given you 5-year returns mein acha returns. Now, if you want to do detailed research, take this Axis Blue Chip Fund Direct Plan Growth, right? Go here, Axis Blue Chip Fund Direct Plan Growth. Click on this, right? Look at the max chart, 18% CAGR. Okay. I want to check, where is that? Peer research. Okay, now check the peer research. Okay. Now we have Axis, we have SBI, we have ICICI, we have Mira Asset. The top 4 that was there, we have taken all of them. Now I want to put a time frame of 5 years. Okay, let's do custom. Start date 5 years behind. Let's do 2016 September 1st. Update me. Who's better over a 5-year period, or much more than 5 years? Okay, this is 2016 to abhi tak. Who's better? It seems like Axis is better, even though SBI and ICICI are the most AUM over a 5-year period. Axis basically has beat SBI and ICICI. So if both of them have beat SBI, what would I invest my money in? What do you think I should invest my money in, looking at this graph? Even though these two are number 1, right? Even though these two are number 1 and this is number 3, I go for the number 3 person. Because why? Over a long period of time, I want to see returns. I will not look at 1 year. I will only look at 4 to 5 years. So from that perspective, this is how I pick my mutual funds. Same thing, copy paste, apply, copy paste, apply. Anything else you want to see? No small cap funds. Okay. Small cap, again, filter AUM. There's only 2 big small cap funds, Nippon India and HDFC small cap. So let's go to HDFC small cap here. Growth, yes, this is what I want. Max 20% CAGR. Wow. Okay, but it's also risky, but let's see. There is Nippon and these first two things. Let me put custom graph of last 5 years, 16 September 1st. Who's done better? Wow, look at this, guys. SBI has actually done the lowest, and HDFC has done the lowest, and SBI has done the highest. SBI kidhar tha idhar? Where was SBI? I can't even see SBI here. Why is it showing here? SBI small cap fund. Okay, so from this perspective, it looks like, which I can't find here for some reason, it's not here, but it's here. SBI small cap fund over a life CAGR has given 27% in the last 5 years. Crazy. I mean, life CAGR, not last 5 years, but life CAGR. Then I directly go, I'll start investing in this. Why? Because SBI small cap is kind of safe. SBI is safe. So this is how I choose and make my decisions. This is also fine. This is also fine. Right? Almost same there. You can either invest in Nippon or SBI. I would go for SBI. If I had to choose between Nippon and SBI, I'd go for SBI. So this is how I do my research or invest in mutual funds. Awesome. Chalo, I have to go. My throat is gone. Ho gaya 1.5 hours. So please like and subscribe for all the people who haven't done this. We do this every weekend. We'll keep doing this, so we keep interacting with everyone. I hope you guys like this. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll be putting out more videos. I'm putting out, by the way, I might be putting out a video on this cryptocurrency called ADA, which is Cardano, because tomorrow there's a Cardano Alonso hard fork coming. So I might try to, I just shot it 1 hour before this video, so I'm trying to upload it tonight or maybe even tomorrow. So it's just to, if you guys are planning to buy Cardano, you can have a look at it. Okay. Thank you guys, and really appreciate all of you guys who have donated for this. This is a charity stream, so everything is going to them to sponsor one person's education, at least. More the merrier. Awesome. So guys, awesome. This is me, Shashank Udupa, signing off, and I'm extremely exhausted. So thank you all for spending this 1 hour with me, 1.5 hours with me. Love it. Can't appreciate it more. Thank you.